Happy Wednesday, people. The best part of everyone's hump day. The Kris the Critic Relationship Show. Back in the co-host seat. Gina B, we missed you last week.
Did you? You had a good show last week, though.
A little bit. We did have a
You
good
missed
show.
me. I did. I missed. Yeah. Well, no, I did miss you. Still.
I didn't think so. It's okay.
No, I did. No, I did miss you. I actually did miss you. That was more of a trip than a vacation. That's all.
Really?
Yeah, it's a family wedding.
Well,
Yeah, sure.
Sean filled in very well.
Of course
Thank
she
you.
did.
I tried.
She's a professional.
And
I tried.
for those of you who may not have seen last week, we did dating over 40. Fairly spirited conversation
Fairly.
between our guest Cheryl, and if she's watching, Cheryl, we need to have you back
I'm sorry, I missed
on
you, Cheryl.
the show. Quick recap and why we're doing a part 2. We didn't get through everything. We talked about first dates. We got hung up on how much money men should spend on first date. We talked about online dates, and we got into a longer than should have been debate over
I saw
short
part of that.
short coffee date, long coffee date, how much you spend on a coffee date. Do we go
Where
on a
did you
coffee date?
land on that?
Cheryl,
Nowhere.
our
That's
guest
not the
did
problem.
not like the idea of a coffee date. Talked about some issues men had. Sean, before we let Gina B weigh in and feel her way back,
Yep.
did I leave anything out?
No, I think that was a fairly accurate recap. Yeah,
That was
it
good.
was the coffee date. The coffee date was the show.
Did you at least have coffee?
You had no coffee.
Tequila.
However,
Tequila.
as last week, this show is sponsored by El Barenche Tequila. If you're here locally in Chicago, Kimbark Liquors in Hyde Park, A&S Beverages on 75th Street, or on Halsted Street here in Chicago. El Barenche, no pesticides in any of the agave, extra smooth. This is Reposado. Thank you.
Are we frozen?
So
We are.
we are kind of frozen. Don't know why. Maybe you can hear us. Let's try it again. Producer Jake, can they hear us?
They can hear you.
They
Okay.
can hear us.
Just thank God I didn't. My face isn't frozen in one of those. You know how like you get frozen and you look like you're stroking out.
Oh my God!
Like-
yes.
Yeah, that's not.
They're like,
good.
what's happening?
That happens on Zoom.
And I
sometimes,
swear
I'm
that
sorry.
some of those faces that I see I'm frozen, I didn't make that face. Did you see the last one that was up there?
Yeah, it was.
Can we bring the frozen Chris back? No, don't
No.
do it.
No, don't bring back frozen Chris. We
Um,
don't need frozen Chris.
we have some in-studio difficulties for anyone out there.
Well, you
Yeah,
know,
but our voices still work.
our
So.
voices
Do they?
are
Yeah.
still being
They
heard.
can-
Oh, so Gina B,
Yes, yes, sir.
dating over 40.
Yeah,
You are, well, you've been dating. You're engaged,
I am.
but you know people over
Oh,
40.
yeah.
A few, maybe.
Yeah, I know quite a few people.
What
who
are some of the
dating.
things that they say? And I, as the relationship expert, I'm going to take some notes.
Okay, well,
And Chantel, you all just talk about. And
I feel
Chantel,
like-
you bring up issues with men as she goes through.
Oh, geez, that's
You-
my whole
you
goal
wanna hear
here.
something?
You are an
super funny.
active.
suck.
You are an active dater.
I have a very funny story that happened.
You
this
a
week.
story? Get out of here.
Can you believe that? I'm full of stories. You didn't know that, did you?
No.
No. Okay, so I have a colleague who was fixed up with someone. Colleague's male
Okay.
was fixed up with a woman, and they went out. It was a friend of a friend, and he thought she was okay. Like she wasn't like okay, got to get me some of that. Like no,
Yeah.
it wasn't that deep. They don't live in the region.
Okay.
And he's telling me about the date. And as he's telling me about the date, he's telling me, oh, she's kind of cute. I mean, whatever. So I said, give me her name. I'm looking her up. Right. So I looked her up and I found her picture. And yeah, sure enough, not, blowing the doors off, but she wasn't looking person. And so while I was bullshitting, I do love a rabbit hole.
Mm.
I decided I'd put her into my background check program.
Oh.
And, he noticed that
Hopefully, she's not watching this. I don't know how.
No, she won't be.
What information did you need to do? Well, don't even go. This. What did you find out in the
Yeah,
background?
Yeah,
check?
let's just
Let's
stay
see.
on that.
What exactly?
Okay.
I hate that view,
so-
by the way, Jake. You got
Well,
to.
he likes
You
that
gotta
view
change
is
that.
better
It was
than
just temporary.
it's better
All
than
right.
a zero.
It sucks, big time. But anyway, go ahead.
So It's kind of funny. So I go and he's like, you're not paying attention to me because I'm too busy reading and I'm scrolling and I'm like, everything's out. I mean, you get to the criminal part and people have traffic violations all the time, right? So you'll say, oh, doing 47 and a 35, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, everything seems, and I go, ruh-roh.
Oh, what was the
It was some sort of felony conviction.
Drug trafficking?
No, threatened to kill.
Oh.
Now, in all fairness, who and hey
What's
Jake,
going on in
we're in
there?
we're in the wrong room, buddy.
Just don't. I hope he's not doing anything.
Come on,
he shouldn't
Jake.
be.
We got to be
Hey,
better.
Kingdom.
We got to be better right now,
He was
Jake.
like,
We got to be better.
thank God there wasn't a.
I'm not a happy critic over here right now.
I understand. Yeah, I'm working on the.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Jake's got. Okay, that view's better than.
So, what was the felony?
Threatening.
Threatened.
What was the felony for?
It was threat to kill.
Well, maybe
That was what it said.
did
right
somebody
there.
threaten
She
her?
must have threatened
Maybe somebody threatened her.
to kill. And
I'm
this is
trying
what
to give her the
happened.
benefit
And
of
she
the
has
doubt.
road rage.
I'm trying to give her the benefit
Well,
of the doubt.
here's what I think
Was she convicted?
probably happened.
Was she convicted?
Yes.
How many did she serve time?
She got 3 years of probation,
Okay.
supervision.
Well,
It could have been that big of a
But
deal.
no,
How
wait
long-
a minute.
how
wait a
long
minute.
ago was it? Maybe she got there.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, we-
But she was sentenced to 5 years.
In prison?
But she got but she appealed it apparently and got 3 years. Of probation.
she was lucky.
So lucky. She would have been under
Now,
that jail.
do you know what the next question is?
Under that
Did
jail.
you let your friend?
Hell yeah. I was like, because I'm
Hater.
on the phone, like, blah. Oh.
Crazy women need love too, Gina B.
What did we have a conversation about just a few weeks ago? We had
You had a conversation about crazy women in New York?
well, how we don't do that. Like we don't do that, but it's one of the dating do's and don'ts that we discussed a few weeks ago was what?
I didn't say this.
I did. Don't stick your dick in crazy. That was the.
That's Gina
Oh,
B.
girl, they love a good crazy.
They love
So-
crazy
They love
cooch.
that crazy.
They love crazy coochie.
So we
Love
know.
it.
So now we know
So now we know.
that guys be careful too out in these dating streets.
He's crazy.
Sean, what are some common issues? Throw them out, rattle them off. I'm writing them down that women say you hear, you've experienced, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so I think the first thing, and I want to talk, we were talking about it for the show, so let's kind of hop into it, right? In the last episode, we talked a little bit, and the commenters talked about a woman deserving a date.
Say that again.
A woman deserving a date.
Deserve it. The word deserve.
I have a problem with it.
She's stuck on the word
I'm-
deserve.
Because here's my issue with someone
Deserving a date.
Yes, deserving a date. You
Who
all
said
said
that?
you did.
I said what?
Women deserving a dinner date. You like,
A
I don't
dinner
know
date?
you.
I don't want
I
a
don't.
dinner
You don't
date.
deserve me spending no money on you. I'm
Okay, keep rattling them off. I will.
like,
I will.
I
I
got
will-
a small issue with the
I got you.
deserving
And
of a
this-
date.
This
thing.
is a free space. So deserving a dinner date.
Okay. I gotta go through a list. God,
I'm
damn,
just
wasn't
trying-
prepared.
But do we? Okay.
I'm gonna let you know why each one of these is or isn't relevant, and
What? I'm sorry.
I mean,
that's relevance police.
He's the validity
I'm like,
police.
oh, wait,
you
I'm
can
sorry.
be, as I tell people, you can be right, or you can get advice from the critic and win. So
Oh my
I,
God.
Well,
Gina B,
okay, so if the
Gina-
opposite of right is
Gina
the
B,
advice of the critic, usually it's right and wrong.
who
right?
gets upset at somebody taking notes? I feel I'm feeling attacked. I'm
No,
sitting in the
but
middle.
you said
sitting
I
in the
will
middle.
let you know
I'm
it's
sitting
right.
in the middle next to
It
you.
wasn't just.
She had
I'm
she had
just-
issues. Chantel,
Yeah,
continue.
I
you
got a bone to pick with the deserving of a date.
Okay, cool.
thing.
Okay, tell us what really sticks in your
Whoa.
craw about
First,
that.
any more? Or that's
I
it.
can't. That's the one
She
that's
can't get
that's
past
the
that.
one front.
All
so
right.
The one that's
there may
all
be
her
someone
fault.
that's wrote because here's my concern about people deserving,
Hmm.
especially at first, right? The whole point of dating at first is to get to know you. That should be the entire exercise. This should not be an exercise of whether you deserve or not deserve. It should be I'm interested in you. Let's plan an event of some type, whether it's dinner or ice skating, whatever the hell you all decide to do,
Right.
in an effort to get to know you. It should not be it does
What's happening,
We're
people?
back.
If you have
Uh-oh.
braved the technical difficulties,
Oh,
I think we're back.
we were back.
If Karen Allen is out there, Karen, can you see us? Please let us know.
I think
He's here.
And
There
this
are
is
some
not
people-
Jake's fault. It's
It's the
beyond
weather.
Jake's control.
It's
so
Mother Nature.
Jake
Jake,
is
am I
working
on or
hard.
off right now?
You're on.
Oh, okay. So we're doing dating over 40. We did it last week. Gina B missed out. We're catching her up.
Sucks. Yeah.
Sean, who is dating, and I don't know your age, but I'm gonna assume somewhere around.
I'm 25.
Somewhere around 40. She was giving us the not so great things on the dating scene.
Yeah.
And then she said that I, the expert, 8th degree, retired Jedi Knight, black belt, said that I'll let you pick it up from there.
That you said, and it wasn't just you. It was in the comments as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Miss Kris the Critic, that women have to deserve a dinner date. I take umbrage with that.
You should. Now,
Okay.
well, Jenny B, here's what was said.
What was that?
How it started. If you remember,
Yes.
the issue, and we said it at the top of the show, was our guest was going on a lot of online datings through dating apps.
Uh-huh.
And they said, hey, Kris, when you got married, there weren't dating apps, because she felt that these dates, she didn't like, she took offense that they were offering her coffee dates.
Yes.
She felt they were cheap. Now, so.
Well, that wasn't her total answer, but that was part of it.
But the deserving of a date portion means, or spending a lot on a date, came from the fact that in traditional dating,
Mm-hmm.
if I meet you, I see you, I talk to you. That is one case where I decide if I want to ask you out on a date to a nice place. If I'm thumbing through a bunch of apps and I see you, and then she even said, well, he can see you on Zoom. And I was like, that's like a woman seeing a guy. He might say he's 6'5", but he's 5'6". She might say she's, 5'4", 120, and she's 5'2", 240. I need to see you. So I said, and the amount of people you meet on dating apps, it makes no sense for her or him to plan an elaborate date. Because
I don't disagree with that.
So that's why I said you're not deserving. And I told her at that point, after a Zoom, you aren't deserving of a 5-star restaurant. And that I stand on, and it's true.
I'm not telling you to
Put
change
that
your
in context. See
perspective.
that?
But what I'm saying is, I think the idea that people have to deserve or earn something when you just met them seems odd to me.
All right. You could call
because your goal, in my opinion, should be to get to know each other and not be trying to bet their.
But she shouldn't expect
level of.
Why would she expect a man to go out and spend X amount?
She didn't. She said that. She just said she was not into coffee dates. She said y'all can go to a free basketball game, y'all can go ice skating, y'all can go get ice cream. I
specifically remember having an issue with the coffee
date. I agree, but she also followed it up with y'all can go get wings at a sports bar. Y'all could go to a basketball game. Like she gave.
I don't want
to.
No, but what if you don't want? What if you?
I didn't.
Exactly, and
I did not.
Most women who do on dating
especially
on apps,
online dating,
they want because they may want to get out.
No, I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is for her, in her particular, she gave alternatives.
She doesn't deserve a basketball game. I'll say it right now.
Okay.
At that point, what do you deserve?
That's 4 quarters.
I mean, well, if that's the case, I don't deserve coffee.
But both of you all should take it out. Both of you all, because somebody reached out to somebody and somebody responded.
Mm-hmm.
There is there's offering consent. It's a contract. No. Both of you all want to get to know each other.
I agree. That's kind of my point.
And getting to know each other, it doesn't take long for me to know if she walks up on a date and she goes, and she spits, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Right.
I don't want to go out. See, I don't want to commit to a big, long date, and that's who I'm going out with.
Because what you want to do
go ahead.
is you want to establish chemistry. Because online, There's no way to figure out if you have any chemistry
Exactly.
in person with someone. And then after that, you can figure out if you want to go on.
That's
the
all I'm
date.
saying.
But like, there are people that you like, oh, I had a long conversation with him, girl. He's so nice. He asked me all these questions. You get with him and you're just like,
My point, it's for both people.
mm-mm.
I guess I'm stuck on the language part, right? I agree.
You
with
just don't like the
You-
word deserve.
because it's just the
word
connotation
sticks in
about
your-
deserve is like weird. But if you're like, I just want to establish some chemistry, that's a very different.
That's a very different
that's
than
a
I
very different
deserve.
sentence than
I-
I deserve.
I don't
Give
want to
me a
skip
dinner.
I don't want to skip to the end of the show.
Give me some dinner.
Right.
But part of, I think, mistakes people over 40 make are things like that.
Okay.
If Beyonce asked me out for a date and said, well, Kris deserves a date, I'm not going to take umbrage to that.
But you would
I-
if you
I'm
looked
just gonna go with
regular.
I'm
It was
gonna go-
like I
I'm going to go on
deserve
the date with my big giant Kool-Aid smile because I want to be there.
because it's Beyonce. But if some regular girl was like,
If she-
I deserve to go to
If
insert
she-
expensive restaurant here,
Yeah.
you'd be like, I
insert,
don't fucking know you what you're talking about.
insert any single man and any woman that he may find
Precisely.
extremely attractive, he won't have a big deal over that language on a first date.
Perhaps.
And then he's like, I deserve
it's
some
too-
pussy.
It's too much.
Right.
But I'm
You see-
saying
you see where I'm going
that
with this, right?
that whole combative steez early on kills a lot of dates for men or women.
I would agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't.
It does. I mean,
disagree.
and that's the whole deserving and the expectation thing. I think is a problem. Like if you go out with expectation of anything except for I want to get to know this person. I want to see if there's a connection. Whether you began online or if you began in
In a bar,
person,
yeah,
the bar, then I think you're going out of this world backwards, basically.
I completely agree.
Because that's not really what it's about.
Khalid Hankins said the 63rd and Hayes basketball game is a good date game to go to.
11 without juice.
Wow.
Well, you know what?
I don't
See,
get that. Am I
basketball
not
is
smart?
basketball is kind of a commitment because that's 4 quarters,
Exactly.
and I might decide
I'm off of that. But you want to
5
get out
minutes
of
into
there.
that first quarter that I'm gonna dump the popcorn
Right.
and get the hell out.
You can say, you know what? I got to get back to work, but I was glad you were able to come out, and then you can go still or do
See,
whatever you do.
My favorite first date was always drinks
Man, that's great.
because it could be 1 drink or it could be 4,
Absolutely.
and you get to see the person's drinking habits.
Okay.
There are a couple people that I just didn't go out with again because I thought they
Get a
were
little too sloshy.
alcoholics.
Again.
Like I thought.
I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but you are 1,000% correct. Good to
I
have
mean,
you
it's
back.
just thank you. It's good to be back.
A lot of people go on these dates with what's in it for me versus or what do I get, or it wasn't all that versus let me just go
Who can I get
share
to know?
information
And get
because
to
that's
know
all
you.
you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And that sharing information shouldn't cost anybody anything, really.
No. Like when I went on a first, well, I don't even know what to classify as my first date with my now fiance because it's all muddy, right? But when I
One nighter.
no, it was like he
That's
thinks,
another show.
he
One
thinks
nighter.
that a certain date, a certain time that we had drinks was a date, and I was like, no, it wasn't. I was just hanging out. Like it
Isn't
wasn't
it
even.
funny how men like they'll
That was a
quantify
date.
certain things as like a
No.
date? You're like, that's not
That
a date.
wasn't
a
Let's go back to
date.
the point.
Do you have any single friends around 40 or above dating?
Mhm.
What are they saying about the dating pool? Or what are their experiences
They
good?
say y'all are trash.
Now these people that any of them want to be married or
All
long?
of them want to be married.
So they say they're trash.
Are they swimming in a pissy
Give me
pond,
some more.
or-
I'm
I would
trying.
think they say that.
Again, I'm out the game. What are some of the things they're saying they're trash for?
Oh man, I should have been more prepared and got stories.
Some
about
quotes.
This. Yeah, because I mean, I think ultimately,
I hear just money. Guys don't want to spend. Guys are cheap, or they don't have money.
I think
hear-
a lot of times they also find that men are entitled.
Okay.
Right? Like you'll go on a date and not every man offers sex, but a lot of them do. I'll share a story. I went out on an ice cream date. Just note it was
What's
an
this
ice cream date.
What's this ice cream thing?
And we
Okay.
walked around
You
the
did
park.
what with the ice cream? You did what?
I ate the ice cream off the
Oh
cone.
my
not
God.
on the
Where'd you
man.
put the
Thank
cone?
you. But I went on
Off
an
his
ice cream
cone.
date,
Right.
which is equivalent to a coffee date.
Okay.
And we talked, and at the end, he hinted. This is I don't remember exactly what he said, but this was the summation of what he said: that he was a man with needs, And then he wanted to take me on a dinner date,
Right.
but he was a man with needs.
But you eating
Now,
on the fucking
which
side of the menu.
my response was, you should find some lovely young women who can meet those needs.
Now, aren't you glad you weren't at a 4-quarter basketball game and then you had to go to a 5-star restaurant?
I've got those
with
kind of
that?
things
I'm
regardless.
just saying that is a clear case where you can end that real quick.
I would have ended it if we were in
But
a
you see what
fucking
I'm saying?
gala. But
Yeah, my thing with so, and I used to get, there's people that are mad at me about this today, but my thing used to be that I would go on a date with someone,
Right.
and then if I decided it wasn't a date anymore, like, okay, this is never happening again, I would be so quick to whip out my credit card and that here, why don't we split it?
Really?
Because hell yeah, because first, we're just hanging out,
Mhm.
right? And I never wanted anybody to say, "Oh, she just made me spend money on her," and then I never saw her again. I know, like,
oh,
no,
she's a better person. I don't care.
I'm paying my way out of this shit, right? Like, so here you go.
Really?
Here's your half,
That was the signal, like, I'm never gonna talk to you again.
right? And this one guy like called me out on it one day.
Ladies, you don't have to do that. Gina B is a certified ball.
I don't do that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
You paying for these
recommend
drinks
that.
for wasting my time.
I'll be like, that was bad on me. Here's my whatever it
real quick,
is.
Check.
Pay
Jay,
for my bourbon.
Yeah.
can we be heard or sing?
I think we can leave.
Merci beaucoup.
So
So we were just trying to get our tap together.
So that is interesting. They think the dating pool is trash.
I think it's some of the-
Now,
Now-
I will be fair. I do think
No,
that
what-
people go in with agendas, and we talked about this, right? Where women go in interviewing men. I always think that's
They got
a
the checklist.
terrible approach.
terrible,
do they have
terrible.
out of these women? Because women think they. Last week we spent a lot of time. She believes in her list.
Yeah.
Do your friends or the people you know, do they have a checklist?
Yeah. They absolutely have a checklist.
Okay.
That doesn't mean you bring it to the date and you go down it like you're interviewing.
But I think they do. I think do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want? It's like,
Checklist is a dumb idea.
can you just figure out if you like them first?
Checklist.
That's my thing. Just go there and figure out
if you
have
like
to-
them.
Because here's the deal: most men are not going to start a first date by, and if he does, I found that people who start first dates like that are a little off. If you
I
really
would
wanna
agree.
know the truth. So no man's really starting a first date by saying, "I just can't wait to get married and have kids." Even if that's what they want to do, I don't know anyone who begins a first date that way.
I agree.
So don't put them off. Like, just figure it out, because even men who maybe don't know they feel that way might feel that way about the right person,
I agree.
but they won't get to you being the right person if you're like, okay, first, I mean, that's never gonna go well.
It's not. And I say this all the time. You don't really have to tell anyone anything to find out anything about them. Right?
Say that again.
I don't need a woman to tell me she's loose. She'll show me.
She's gonna say, I'm a hoe.
That's,
Tell
you
her-
could have went in any direction.
Wait, wait,
like,
I'm just saying, she'll show me.
like, you could have said you were
She
smart.
will show me. You don't have to ask a guy if he's
This
cheap.
is free.
You don't have to ask a guy. You don't have to ask a guy if he's cheap. He'll show you.
That's true.
You don't have to ask him if he has a lot of money. He'll show you.
Yeah, you'll know.
You don't have to see if you don't have to do any of that.
Uh-uh.
And a man doesn't and doesn't have to do any of that.
I agree.
So great segue. I will go into some of the mistakes.
Oh, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Before we do, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do these women who are seeking this long-term relationship, soulmate, husband, as they're talking about these trash men and what they've done wrong on these dates, do they have anything to say about themselves, anything they did bad on a date? Or is it usually just him? I'm just asking.
It's just him. I mean, let's
Got
be
it.
honest.
God, it's just him. So here's some of the mistakes. I brought some notes.
I'm waiting.
Y'all can hear the pages flipping.
The first one is, and I say it all the time, is being too serious on the first date.
Where'd that come from?
That's a bottle of beer.
That was
Free
a
range.
can of 211 that Gina B keeps on the side. It's her malt liquor. Now you know.
Liquor. Go ahead.
I think that's a mistake. Gina B just said it. Getting straight to the point.
Mhm.
You know why you're here. You know the site you were on, right?
Or if you're at the bar,
or if you're at a bar, right?
right?
No one wants to hear that.
I agree.
I think a job is in the traditional sense. So everyone's on something different. Excuse me.
Your man's credit.
Is to a man should. I would think both people be trying to impress, or light flirting. It should be extremely light
I agree.
early on. If you go out and you got in your mind that it's about to be serious, it's wrong. You mess it up. I don't care what you've gone through. Number 2, you brought your luggage on the date.
Tell me more about that.
Your baggage.
Okay.
The dude that did you wrong. The guy that looked just like the date you're with, but he broke your heart.
Okay.
Or she broke his
You
heart.
remind me of him.
And you're saying, I just want you to know, and I'm not doing this. And
See, you look like one of them brothers.
stay
Yeah,
mad
that's
at him.
bad.
But when you on that date, Gina B, what should you be?
A kitten, not a
The
cat.
cat.
Be a
Lord
kitten.
have mercy.
Not a cat. You should be light and flirty and meowing and purring, but you should not do this. Wow.
Do you
Look, wait a
really
minute.
encourage
Wow. Nobody wants to hear
meows
that.
and
Wow. Don't do that.
Don't hiss.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You can be right and do what you want to do, or you can listen to the critic and have a chance to win. That's all I'm saying. Number 3, if you have other single friends, don't ask them for Nathan. Nothing.
I hate this kind of advice.
Can't ask them for that. They don't know. They're losers.
Why do you hate that?
No, I'm
I
saying,
hate
they're
that.
not losers. But don't they haven't figured it out.
Most
At
married people
40
ain't figured it out.
At 40, people have met so many people by the time they're 40. At some point, you got to say, I got something to do with the outcome. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well,
You're the expert.
Well, I'm saying men do it because we know that, and we learned this early on. And I say this all the time. Girls at 17, he has a car. If you don't have a car, we try to get a car. We're never going to say, well, you know what? I'm only going to date the women that accept me without a car. They can ride on my bicycle. No, we playing the game. We are trying to be something. If we want that type of person, we want that type of person to want us. And they like a dude like me with a car. There's nothing wrong with that. And
Single people could be single on purpose, Karen and Alan.
if
I think you
However,
should go
we
to the
just
people who give the
said-
best advice.
we just talked about this group. We just qualified this group as a group of people that wanted to be what?
Married.
So that's what we're talking about.
Right.
But people
They're not
give
single
sucky
by
advice
choice.
too.
But
Married
they're not
people
single by
do that.
choice. And it's okay to say that.
Well, I think you just need to be careful about. You need to qualify who you're getting advice from.
And I would agree.
No, you do not get advice from single people.
Well, okay, but my point being, no, because your single friends will keep you single. That's how.
Absolutely.
look at it.
Thanks.
But
We agree
also,
on that.
your married friends.
They don't always give
Oh,
really
not
great
always.
advice too.
I didn't say get advice from any married person,
You have to
but don't
qualify.
don't get advice from any single people.
See, girl, what I wouldn't do.
Don't do
Here
it.
we go.
Now, you don't go find a girl who's about to be divorced just because she's married. You find somebody in a healthy,
Yeah, healthy relationship. There are
Healthy
people
relationship.
who, whose relationships.
but
kind
do
of-
not ask your single friend how to get married. Don't do it. They are smart creatures, but they haven't figured that out yet. Don't do it.
say no.
Fellas, don't do it either.
Yeah.
Don't ask your single homies if they're never. Don't ask them if you want to get married. Don't ask the dude who's never been married.
It's like asking a broke person for financial advice.
Exactly. Can you put together my financial plan, please?
Yeah, but your broke ass.
Exactly. You got to change up the scenery. You can't keep going to the family den people, seeing the same people.
Or if you don't go there,
Shots
maybe
fired.
go to the family dinner.
Shots fired.
I'm going down to get my cigars, girl. I'm about to go drink some whiskey with the fellas. That's cool, but that's not going to help you find a husband. It's going to make you one of the boys. If that's your goal, be one of the boys.
Is that a bad thing though? To
I enjoy that.
Absolutely.
Boys?
I like it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I enjoy that.
Every married dude I know does not want his wife going up, getting some cigars, I'm going out, babe. I'll be down at the bar with the fellas. Men want to feel like they got something nobody now. Smoke
She's
somewhere
gonna
else.
be hooking up with him.
But don't
Like,
you want?
I have a lot of
person
male
who
friends.
Has a shared interest in some of the things you have a shared interest
Yeah, I
in.
guess that
I.e.,
helps.
cigar.
That helps. But I don't want my
Like
girlfriend
I like
when I
bourbon and
have
whiskey.
them. They're hanging out with girlfriends all around.
Well, you know what though? I have a lot of male friends,
They're not-
and I'm not sleeping with them. I mean, but
So that has nothing
I
to do
like
with this conversation.
bourbon and whiskey.
He's saying, so if I'm hearing you saying dudes don't want their girls to be one of the guys. That's
First,
what
I
I'm
said
hearing.
change your scenery. That's
Okay,
what
that
it's
was the
saying.
Right,
first
right. We
point.
got that.
So
You
then what's your
can't,
next
if it's
point?
not working, going down to the smoke. And I use that as an example. If that's what you do every week and you haven't come close to becoming married, that's not the place to be.
I would agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay,
But
fair
yeah,
point.
as an aside, no, men don't want their. I'm thinking about marrying her. She's hanging out with me and the fellas all the time. Absolutely not. Those women, they do sleep with them.
Well, not all
Sorry.
of them do.
Men will.
Men will try.
Don't confuse them sleeping with you as a long-term prospect. That happens a lot.
Now that is some sound advice.
Now that right
Right.
there,
All the
yes.
things you said, that is the most sound thing you said.
Because from the time, ladies,
hit,
I
so
have
they won't
3
spoil.
daughters. I have 3 daughters. From the time they are yay big, I let them know when a man is in front of you, from the time he starts liking girls, 7 or 8, baby, it's just you. Everything is just you. Everything is just you. As soon as he goes home, he's playing a video game. Talking to his home. Yeah, man, I forgot all about it. And you at home, calling your girlfriend, you writing your little
Girl,
diary. He's
I
not
love
thinking
him.
about you. Unless if you're in front of him, hey, baby. And when somebody else, sorry, men are very simple, transparent. That's what they do. Now you know.
Okay.
Now you know. And number 1, I got 5 things. Those 5. Stop giving up the ass, ladies. Stop giving it up.
And-
I would
okay,
hit-
so when do you think they should wait
Man, I was
until?
about to ask that question.
Because
It's the 90 day
I always
rule?
hear people, anytime I say that, they say, well, men do it.
No.
Men
That's
do
not,
it.
that's
A
not,
lot of
they're
dumb
not your
stuff.
barometer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, that's not your
Because
barometer.
men react to what women let them, to what they
It's
do.
like, she let me.
Exactly. They're going to try. And I tell them, I don't care how nice he is. I said last week, I was like, I don't care how nice he is. I don't care how much you go to church. As soon as he meets you, he's going to be trying to sleep with you. Don't give it to him. Don't give it to him.
So should they wait till marriage?
Nah, I think that's unrealistic.
Yeah,
90 days?
Wow. I'd like to think of it in terms of quality of time and length of time spent.
How
Now,
many dates then?
if you said, what did we say the average was now? 2.3. 2.3 days people get down. That's too soon. Sorry.
Okay.
So that's 2 full
Most
dates.
people,
and like an
there are
afternoon
always
and then a hit.
exceptions to the rule.
That's easy.
Again, this is why you talk to married folk. Most people who are married, if you ask that man or that woman, it's always exceptions, always outliers, right? Oh, we slept the first night and got married. Okay, they're an exception.
Yeah, I know a couple of those.
They're an exception.
Mhm.
Most times, it was a long time. It was longer than average. That man worked for something. She held out for something because it makes him feel like he's sort of getting something that everybody else and their mama hasn't had.
So, but I realize you can't say do 7.9 dates, right? But people need some kind of what is the metric they should be looking for?
If you are the object of his marital desires and vice versa, you can wait 6 months and he's gonna be there.
He's gonna be fucking.
There's
with
a
people
lot
in
of
the
men that's
meantime.
disagreeing with you right now.
Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna
shit.
be hooking up with someone else in the meantime.
So that's
So-
not. I didn't say that wasn't gonna happen. I told you if you want to marry him, if you want to marry him, and he wants to marry you, he's gonna marry you eventually. If he wants to marry you, want to marry him, hold out. It ain't been working how y'all been doing it.
Karen says there's too many do's and don'ts. So
It ain't, Karen. It ain't been working how everybody doing it. Ain't working. I'm telling you how it works.
He's the expert.
I am. The list is this long. But those are. What's that, Gina B?
You're the HNIC.
Oh, no, I didn't say all that. I've made many a mistake. Right? And I've talked to a lot of people about this. But we got a few minutes left. Those are the 5 mistakes. But I promise some tips. I'm gonna run through them.
Let's go.
Let me know if you want to hear further on the tip. I got 10, so it's probably 23.
I'm not married, so I want all the tips. Let's go.
We talked about a lot of this. Keep the first date very light, extremely light. Make no assumptions if you're similar to a CDX. Don't bring the baggage. Accept scheduling conflicts. People get real rigid. Something comes up. He didn't make that day. She didn't. Oh no, she didn't make time for me. Stuff happens. People are adults. They got way more responsibilities than you did when you were 20. All right. I do think men and women should know their deal breakers. Right.
Mhm.
He has a heroin addiction, ladies or fellas. Pray for them. I don't.
Wow, you in a big extreme.
I don't. That was an extreme.
How did we get here?
I mean, because everybody's deal breaker is different.
What are we on? New checks?
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
But let's say some people believe in God, some don't. That may be difficult to overcome for most. All right.
If you're dating someone from Snowfall, say no.
Well, he's a special character.
Franklin Saint.
I love Saint.
I know
Anyway,
Franklin Saint.
lose the list.
Like
Screw
this
the
one?
list.
Whoa.
This is not to get a wife.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Let's get a husband.
Shout out.
Date on needs. Like, what do you really need? I need loyalty. I need someone who can help support. I need to protect. I need somebody who's
I need
financially
somebody
stable.
to pay my bills, Big Daddy.
What I'm saying, date
If we gonna do it, let's go.
I'm saying date on needs.
Okay.
Right? Do you need somebody 6'2" and a half?
Maybe.
I mean, no.
All right, that's all I'm saying.
Maybe if you're 6'2" and a half yourself, you
don't do
probably
that.
should have somebody 6'2" and a half.
She needs someone taller. No, anyway. But date on need. So what do you really need when you think about, okay, I want to marry somebody? What do they, not your wants, what do they need to have? They need to be gainfully employed. They need to be loyal. They need to be funny. They need to be trustworthy. And then if they don't have those things, then they're eliminated. If they have those things, then you go out, see if you like them. And it might not be your list, but if they really have the things you need, you will be pleasantly surprised
So the list
sometimes,
are
men
usually
or
tiered.
women.
Go ahead.
No. What you need, Gina B.
What,
Not
you
what
need a
you
list?
want. What you definitely need. What's
No,
a
but I
deal
mean,
breaker?
Sometimes the needs are tiered, though. Sometimes they're
No.
weighted.
Just write down what you need. It's either you need it or you don't. I need someone to be loyal. I need someone to be trustworthy.
Right. Okay.
It's a need.
6'2" and a half is,
It's not-
sometimes you need
That's
it.
a want.
That's
I mean,
a want,
we just
but
be
like,
fair.
okay.
It's a strong one.
It's
but
a need.
want.
It's a need or it ain't a need. You need it. You don't. Just go out. Try going out with people with the needs. I'm Kris the Critic. You can be right and lose. We can try something new and possibly win. That's all I'm saying. What you've been doing ain't working. Try something new. Trust your gut. If he's a super duper player, she's a super freak.
Yes, I know. That's always my joke. That's always my joke. You need somebody who can recognize the signs of a stroke. That's what I always say.
That's good.
That is a smart man.
I always say that.
First
It's
cousin Chuck
like,
Levy, what's going on, cuz?
That's what you
That's
need.
good.
Signs of a
They
stroke.
smell toast. Oh, no, that's a
You
heart
have to
attack.
trust your instincts.
Arm
right?
starts to hurt.
Sometimes we don't trust our instincts when it looks really nice. Little waist and a big butt have confused many a brother.
Never trust a big butt and a smile.
Ask
In
most
the immortal
ask-
words of
70,
Bell Biv
75% of the NBA players are
or baby mamas.
just moving it. They're just clueless.
Bless their hearts.
This is difficult. This is different than when I was dating. You have to navigate these gender stereotypes. I don't want you opening the door. I want to pay my own check. I'm old fashioned over here, but I'm super modern over here.
Yeah.
Just communicate openly, men or women. And that way, how he or she responds actually means more than the stance they take. Let me say that again. That was a jewel I just dropped.
I would agree. That's actually good.
How he or she responds to your communication is actually more important than their actual stance.
That's
All
fair.
right.
That's fair.
Wait for sex. You gotta wait. I
So
know it's
marriage.
hard, ladies. Y'all, listen, they all out here owning a bunch of toys anyway, Jake. It ain't like they can't wait. Hold it up.
We want to see what you're working with.
Ladies with
Do a
children.
grind test.
Ladies with children, men with children. keep the children away early on. Right?
Uh-huh.
Ain't got nothing to do with this date. Where we at? Oh, choose wisely. I think this goes to my practice how you play.
Mm-hmm.
At 40, you don't have as many years left as you did when you were 25.
Wow.
Why waste time playing around? Why waste time playing around with things that probably
Wow,
ain't a
we
good fit?
bullshitting.
Why we bullshit? Don't bullshit. And lastly, I said, you have to treat, I mean, a husband, a wife is a very important thing, I would think. You have to treat it with such importance. If it were me, I would use I would review dating apps. I would use dating apps. I would get personal referrals. Your girl got a married dude. Who else is married over there making a whole bunch of money? Same with men. If you have a female friend, fellas, she has a nice career, seems to be woman of virtue, looks nice. Chances are she knows some similar women. And they know you, you know them. That's how people get jobs. I would do that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my tips for dating over 40. Because everybody is not right in front of you. It's not like, okay, class lets out. All the women are right here. Or I get home from college. Or it's a party. Everybody's right there.
Okay, I'm gonna add one.
Go
Then
ahead.
we can wrap. I think that it's important to know the things that probably could change and things that will never change. So by that I mean, if you don't like what he's wearing, or if you don't like his hair, that's something that you can probably influence. If he is an asshole,
Is that a need,
and
that hair? Or
no,
clothes?
this
No,
is
but I
my,
think
no,
that's
but
what she's
my
saying.
point is that's you can overlook that. Like if
Oh,
you should
okay,
overlook
yeah.
his style or whatever things
Absolutely.
there are things you can influence. So if he doesn't come to you perfect, there are things that you could probably influence and things that will never change. And so you kind of look for good
I absolutely
bones.
agree with that.
Like is he a kind person? Is he ethical? Does he, like there's a lot of things you can look for. How does he treat his family? Those are things that those are his character as
Oh, I
opposed to
got
the
one.
aesthetics.
That I find super, super important.
What you got?
Listen to how they talk about their ex.
Absolutely.
That is so
Oh, yeah.
important.
That bitch. It's like, oh, here we go.
Right. That's a sign.
That could be you.
If his mother
Oh, it is
calls,
a mother.
and he
Oh,
picks up and
God.
is like,
And
you
how
know
they
what,
talk about
Ma?
their mama.
I'm so tired of you calling me Ma. I told you, damn.
That's my funky ass mama calling me. That's like,
It's
what?
not a
Wait
good
minute.
thing, people. It's not a good
Yeah,
thing.
if he does not speak about his mother.
Look,
in high
We got to
regard,
get out of this show after this in this
yes,
studio.
It's our show.
We apologize for the technical difficulties we had. We'll get it back later. It was a storm here. However, Sean,
Yes.
Gina B, they will be back on another show. Free plug.
Oh, come and watch the In the Zone podcast. We will be live on our page, In the Zone podcast,
Tell them the topic.
the Falsus page, and YouTube. The topic today is the topic everybody's been talking
Of the
about
week.
since Saturday, since it
The
happened.
badass kids.
Fuck these motherfucking kids. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Fucking
No,
kids.
seriously. So we are going to have a conversation about what is going on, why there's so much unrest with the kids. We have, as people that I believe are experts who work with kids, social workers, therapists, directors of youth programs, just to have a full, robust conversation about their thoughts on what happened and if there are any possible solutions. So I'm looking forward to the convo. It should be really good.
Yeah, I'll be in just in a few minutes.
Cool.
Yep.
So, coming up soon this summer on Kris the Critic, it is warming out. We will do Battle of the Sexes. We have a live version coming up, Sean. We've done Battle of the Sexes where 4 women on one panel, 4 guys on another, live audience, and the critic host, and we go at it. So,
Okay.
if you think you'd like to be on Battle of the Sexes, or you know someone will, send a quick little note to the inbox. Gina B, Kris the Critic, we will be back next week. Chantel, you always invited to come hang out.
Always. We like
Anyway, thank you all for joining. Thanks for putting up with it. Jake, thanks to you, good brother.
Jake.
Peace and love, people. We'll see y'all next week.